Hi YouTube. Right, I'm back with another video. This video is going to be a bit different. As I've shown off all my horror, I'm going to move on to something else. These are my westerns. I'm a big western fan. First off, you're going to see some glaring omissions here. Films such as How the West Was Won, Searchers. Don't worry, I got them on Blu-ray, and fine films they are too. I thoroughly recommend them. Probably two of the best transfers I've seen. Honest to God, they're fantastic, and I love both the films. I'm going to cut this into two parts, so I'll go about halfway, then I'll show you the rest of them, because I'll probably end up talking a bit about them. Right, okay, first off, 310 to Yuma. Really good film. I haven't seen the original. Russell Crowe and Bale are fantastic in this. I've got this on Blu-ray as well. What I will say though, I think Ben Foster steals the show in this. Really good actor. Really rate him. He's really good in that film. Right, Assassination of Jesse James or the Carol Robert Ford. Wow, it's a beautiful film. Andrew Dominic, he did Chopper, and that film couldn't be any more different, than this. As much as I love Chopper, this film is it's like majestically made. It's fantastic film. Thoroughly recommend it. It's a beautiful film. Another First Peckinpah film, Ballad of Cable Hogue. Big Jake. I'm a big fan of Wayne. He's great in this film as sort of the avenging uncle, coming down to save I think his grandson. Richard Boone playing the baddie of the gang. He's great in it. Great shootout at the end. Really great. What a western should be. I love this film. Blueberry. This is a kind of French-made western. Jan Coonan, who did Doberman, I'm a big fan of. Real nice ensemble cast. You got Vincent Cassel, Michael Madsen, Jermaine Hansu. I think Eddie Izzard turns up in this. Really good film. What's the story? Well, French guy from Louisiana comes up, becomes a sheriff in this small town. It's a real psychedelic western. I really like it, and that edition's really nice as well. You can get that from France. Really nice edition. Buffalo Soldiers. Chronicling the African American soldiers, kind of in the frontier conflict with the Indians. It's quite a poignant film, kind of showing the racism obvious at the time, and I think a lot of the African American soldiers show a lot of empathy with the Indians, being treated like scum basically for the era, as you can imagine. It's a good film, that is. Bury My Heart, Wounded Knee, showing up further kind of brutality towards the Indian. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, great film. Showing the chemistry between Newman and Redford. I prefer The Sting myself, for their chemistry, but this film's fantastic. Great film. Chisholm. No, this is a great film as well. I mean, it's probably not exactly correct. I mean, John Chisholm in real life was probably as much as a money grabbing kind of cattle baron as anybody, really, kind of really making out to be the hero in this. But the ending's fantastic. There's a great fight as well, and I'm a big Wayne fan anyway. Cowboys. This is probably one of my favourite Wayne films. What I like about the film is that it shows a particular act, and I won't tell you what the act is in case you want to see the film, but I think in a modern film now you'd expect the young lads to kind of turn the other cheek, and to be explained in the way oh no, going down that path, that's not the way. But this film doesn't do that. It shows revenge what it's supposed to be. The leader of the bad guys, Bruce Dern, he didn't really get much work after this, and you can understand why when you see the film. He's absolutely fantastic in this film. You see when he's interrogating the young lad with glasses in this, In real life, he absolutely scared the living shit out of the kid. Really, really good film. Thoroughly recommend that if anyone hasn't seen it, and I'm sure you probably have already. Double pack of Deadly Trackers, A Man in the Wilderness, Richard Harris, double bill. Man in the Wilderness, 1820s, group exploring river basin. I'm not sure where exactly it is, but Richard Harris gets attacked, left for dead by a bear, and then he basically recoups to certain health and kind of goes after them. Very, very good. And also, if you watch this as well, if you watch this film, tell me that's not a real bison being eaten by wolves in this film. I swear blind it is, but no one's really kind of gone on about it, but I'm sure it is. And Deadly Trackers, Richard Harris going after Rod Taylor's gang, who basically rob a bank and then just basically ride down his son in disgust outside the bank. It's quite hilarious when you see it. I mean, I found it funny. It's a very good film, by the way. Centennial edition of El Dorado. Geronimo. Very, very good film. Real nice cast in this. Wes Studi. Wes Studi, I think it's Wes Studi. He's fantastic in this film. Showing out the Apache leader, holding out against everything until the end. You know, it's very, very good. Very sad. Couldn't fight the OK Corral. Lancaster and Douglas do a good job, but it's probably not as correct as other films on the subject have been. Good in the Band, the Weird, really, really nice cover, nice edition. This is. I got this on Blu-ray as well. Hang 'em High. This film begins well, but the latter half it kind of loses it a little bit. Clint Eastwood kind of gets lynched. I mean, an innocent man getting lynched. And he goes after them. That's great, and then he gets a bit shoddy near the end. Ben Johnson turns up in this. Ben Johnson from Wild Bunch and a lot of other westerns. You'll see him a lot. He plays the sheriff who cuts him down. He's in a lot. It's a good film, but as I said, the ending kind of wears out. Heaven's Gate. Oh God, this film. Michael Cimino did so well after Deer Hunter, and he decided to do this. The film goes on for 4 hours, and it's one of the most boring and wretched films I've ever seen in my life. A deserved flop. No matter, I'm sure people will try to make out like it isn't, but it really is, and it's really that bad. High Noon, Gary Cooper, fantastic film. Gary Cooper's just amazing. All the town deserting him, and he still stands. Great film. Really, really good. There's a better edition, and I really must pick that up. High Plains Drifter, Eastwood, with his man for no name kind of gimmick he's going to begin, but he's so good in this film. Great film, great twist in this film as well. I like it a lot. Jeremiah Johnson, Robert Redford, kind of having enough of kind of suburban life, goes up and lives up in the mountains after the US-Mexican War, I think. Really, really good film. The other mountain man he meets as well, Dale, I think is his name. He's really, really good. I'm not sure of the actor who plays him. I think it's Dale Prescott is his name in the film. It's a fantastic film. I like it. Doesn't really get the respect it deserves, that film. I think it's great. Johnson County War, not bad. Tom Berenger, it's okay. Pick it up. The Kentuckian. It's kind of 50s, kind of like. Well, I suppose it's not technically a western, but it's a very good film. Great fight between Lancaster and Walter Matthau. Walter Matthau playing a baddie in this. I haven't really seen him playing a baddie that much. He plays it very well. Long Riders. I was thinking the other day, like in my collection, what films do I, what director do I have the most? Most of his films. What director turns up the most? And I was thinking, Scorsese or Ridley Scott, Spielberg. You're thinking to yourself the big names. But it's got to be. I counted, and I counted around 15 films under Walter Hill. And to be honest, he hasn't done a film I haven't liked. And this film is fantastic. But the James Younger gang, the bank raid in this is fantastic. Get the American version though, because the European version cuts out various horse falls and kind of spoils it. So you should watch that. And this is Mad Dog Morgan. I'm going to finish off on this film, and then I'll go to a part 2. It's an Australian film. Dennis Hopper was absolutely probably, well, I know he was on a bottle of whiskey a day in this film, and he looks it. I mean, he stumbles his way through one of the worst Irish accents you've ever heard in your life. The violence is pretty graphic, though. The violence is very good. The only thing I'm going to say about this film is that the transfer is absolutely fucking atrocious. It's so bad. Honest to God, you really have problems with it. And I mean, it's got some pretty memorable scenes of violence. Dennis Hopper gets gang raped in prison, and the problem is with that, he really doesn't put up a fight enough for my liking. He kind of goes quite willingly to it, which obviously makes the film even more weird. But yeah, Jack Thompson turns up in this. I'm a big fan of Jack Thompson. I'd recommend it, but I wouldn't spend too much money on it, you know. So I'm going to end it there now, because I'm kind of running out of time a little bit, and I'll show the rest of the westerns off tomorrow. And well, yeah, cheers for watching.